So I'm done with grad school. I now have an MFA in University of Southern California's Writing for Screen and Television MFA program. God, that is long.
Diploma!
No.
Diploma! Master's of Fine Art.
So the question is, what am I to do now? Since I haven't updated my YouTube channel with a vlog in like 7 months and haven't really talked about personal stuff in like longer than that, I thought I would just update you guys by talking about 3 of my favorite things. Where I'm at with writing, my mental health journey, and thoughts on dating. So here we go. Going to grad school was totally worth it. I have so many projects I've written and worked on that I'm really proud of. I have a huge stack of scripts.
Here, I'll show you.
There are 2 other piles that are just like this. At grad school, I learned really important things like the importance of respecting a first draft and how being your own worst critic is not always the best thing for your writing. Just overall, I know I've matured a lot as a writer, and that feels great. But there's still so much more I want to do, and this summer, since graduating in May, I've been working on a lot of projects, and I've been revising the 2 scripts that I feel most represent my voice as a writer. One of them would be a feature script called Smut, about an erotic fiction blogger who gets a book deal that then exposes her as an erotic fiction blogger, and it kind of ruins her life, but sends her ultimately on this journey that makes her a much stronger person who's not ashamed to say, you know what, this is what I write, and I'm not going to apologize for it. Main character's name is Lisa, and yes, she's a lot like me. The other script I'm working on, revising and polishing this summer, is an hour-long TV pilot called Breaking Up with Jesus, about a young woman living in a house for Christians at her college while she is going through the existential crisis of not knowing if she can do this anymore. And it leads to her living a double life that she has to balance while still appearing to be the same Christian girl she was the year before. And yes, the main character is a lot like me, and it's based on personal experience. But those aren't the only projects I'm working on, you guys. I'm also developing a web series called For the Love of Dog. It's about a girl who's a lot like me, and she gets a dog for the first time. This one's not so much based on personal experience, just on like personal obsessions with dogs. And I'm doing all this while also working a really awesome day job in Santa Monica as an editorial assistant, and I do that 3 days a week, which allows me time to write and allows me to pay my bills, which is really nice. So I'm not exactly sure what the next 6 to 12 months of my life is going to look like, which is a little hard because I'm a person who likes to have a plan. I could keep doing what I'm doing with the day job and the writing, or I could also get a full-time job as a writer's PA or a writer's assistant on a TV show if I was so fortunate to get that kind of opportunity. Or maybe I could even get a writer's position on a digital series, like a web series, but one that's funded and not just my own project. And I'll also just put it out there, if you know someone in the entertainment world looking to hire a young, scrappy, and hungry writer, I would love to talk to them. I'm definitely in a place where I have good things going on and a good way to support myself and stay motivated and working on creative stuff, but I'm also open to other opportunities. That leads me to my next topic of update. It's my mental health journey. Where am I at? What's going on? Basically, I have a great new therapist who I was matched with back in June. Being unemployed was a little hard because when I'm unemployed, I tend to have an existential crisis like once a week. So my therapist and I just worked through a lot of things and like where those feelings were coming from. I found her through a psychotherapy group, which I highly recommend because it kind of takes the matchmaking process and makes it easier. I haven't had this good of a fit of a therapist in like a year. I'd tried like 4 other therapists earlier this year, and none of them were a great fit, and so I was starting to get really discouraged. So I kind of just wish I'd been pickier like a year ago, and maybe I would have found a therapist match that was better sooner. But ultimately, it's just been a very productive summer, mental health wise. So that's really good. And the other topic of updates would be dating. So I'm super in love, which is fun to say to you, my vlogger audience. We met on Tinder like a year and 3 months ago. We've been dating for a year and 3 months. My longest relationship before this relationship was 2 months. And I've learned so much about myself and what it's like to be in a long-term relationship. It's something I've wanted to talk about, but I didn't want to talk about it until like I'd been dating him for a year just so I had time to process. So now I'm at the stage where I'm ready to talk about things that I learned, everything from what it's like to meet a person you're going to fall in love with on Tinder to how to like work through miscommunications. And it's especially exciting to share this update with you guys because my very first video that I put on my YouTube channel was called How I Stopped Dating and Started Writing. And in that video, I talked about frustrations with dating and depression and how the two were linked for me. And now I can confidently say, I'm in a really good place in both of those areas. I found a way to manage my depression that allows me to feel very happy and motivated. And I also have found a partner who is very supportive and motivating and inspiring and just, has become my best friend. So that's really cool and something I've always wanted. So it's been a big year. It's been a big 2 years. And over the past year and a half, I've had way more revelations about writing and mental health and dating than I've had time to share with you guys via vlogs. So that's what I want to focus on now. Topics like tips I have for getting into USC screenwriting program, mental health resources for introverts or people who don't love the idea of seeing a therapist face to face, as well as just candid takes on what it's like to go through the stages of a long-term relationship for the first time. And if you guys have specific things you'd like me to talk about or questions about any of those 3 topics, I would love for you guys to email me and let me know about them. You can email me this email here. Okay, I think that's about it. If you like this video, feel free to click the like button. Share this video with a friend, especially a creative friend who maybe is frustrated with writing or other things. I love encouraging and comforting those types. And yeah, leave a comment if you want. Say hi. I miss you guys. It's good to talk to you. And I'll talk to you soon. I love you guys, and I hope this video finds you well. Mwah. Okay, bye. What now? Existential crises. No, I mean, yes, but good things too. No car alarm. Goo wee. There's a car alarm going off.